everyone, this is your host Prasha and welcome to her STEM Stories episode number 71. Today we're talking about 5 things that I've learned after interviewing 100 plus women. We're also going to cover what Wonder Women in STEM online conference is all about, which is happening on November 2nd and November 3rd, and you can join from anywhere around the world. The link is in the description and the episode notes, so make sure you go check that out and make sure you share it with your friends as well. So keep listening because this is a very special episode. Have you ever struggled with anxiety about the future of your career in STEM? Or struggled to find the exact tools that you need to take the next steps in your career? I did too, and I sometimes still do. I truly wanted to feel confident about my next career steps without feeling all the anxiety. But honestly, it was a constant struggle until I finally discovered the superpower of my uniqueness and how it enables me to choose my own path in STEM. It's the one most important thing you should consider before you take the next big step in your career. So by interviewing 100 plus people in STEM, I learned that my uniqueness is my superpower. So a lot of my guests taught me the importance of being myself and the importance of truly creating a unique path in my STEM career. So let's talk about 5 things I've learned after interviewing 100 plus people in STEM fields. Number 1, how to pivot well. Yes, this is a tough one. So one of the biggest takeaways from my show for me has been the idea that I can pivot and I can bring my unique self to the table, no matter what career stage I'm at. A lot of the guests have shown such fantastic and unique trajectories in their careers that it makes you wonder, why did I never think about that? So our guest on episode 51 was Raquel, and Raquel is a space geologist. She used to work for the US Air Force. She just followed her heart and started going back to school for STEM and found her way into being an intern at NASA and becoming a space geologist. I mean, if that story doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. So that's definitely one of the things that I've learned is a lot of our guests have learned how to pivot well, and they pivot often. So pivot is a word mostly used by startups and industries and entrepreneurs, but we should use that more often in our lives too. So when things don't work, we don't get all anxious and worried and waste our time and energy in trying to make something happen, but instead find our own unique path. And pivoting well starts with just learning about your values. So that's definitely something that all of my guests have told me, that they knew what was important to them, whether it was their family, their time, their art, their creativity, anything that they were going after, they were pretty sure that why it mattered to them. So it's very, very important to understand your core values. We just did a post on Instagram about how to pivot well in very detail. So you should definitely check that out. And the next thing that I learned is truly just finding your uniqueness. What makes you unique? What makes you special? What is that one thing that you can do that nobody else can? What is that one thing that you have that nobody else does? In my case, it's my experiences. Nobody has the name I have. I hope so. I don't think a lot of people do. And I have a very unique name, which has always made me unique. And I grew up in a household where uniqueness was celebrated. So it was really a very wonderful thing growing up. So I hope if you were not born in such an environment, you should think about what makes you unique. And for once, we know that our experiences definitely make us extremely unique. Whether you have grown up in a certain neighborhood or a country or have a certain culture that was followed at your home, you have a set of experiences that no one does. So we are all unique in our own true self. So we should always remember that, and we should always enhance that and work with that, not against it. So I see a lot of people trying to change themselves and to try to fit in. And I think that we lose so much of our own self in trying to do that, which is not good, and which actually makes us sad and makes us feel less of ourselves. So always try to search for that uniqueness in whatever you do. One of the ways I do it is by learning about things that energize me. Like for me, it's public speaking or just, of course, creating the podcast or talking to people. Like those are the things that really make me light up. And those are things that also make me very unique, because not a lot of people like public speaking. So always think about your uniqueness and things that make you unique, and don't fight them. Just work with them. That's what all our guests have done. They have actually honed down on what makes them special, and they have actually tried to work with them and excel at their careers. One of our very special guests is Christine Liu. She is the founder of the STEM Squad, a neuroscientist, and she does so much for the community. But she does it in her own unique way. She's very, very good at knowing what she's good at, and she continues to search and evolve and grow in those directions, but she's also learning on the way. So do check her episode out, and again, just look for what makes you unique. Number 3 is find your supporters, people who are supporting you and promoting you. Try to find those people who are encouraging you to do the next big thing or take the next big step. Now, you don't need to find a lot of people. It can be just, your partner or your family members or your mom, because our moms always support us. But it's so important to find that person or that community that will support you in the things that you really want to do. For me, it has been through the podcast that I've really found the people that are allowing me to be my true unique self, and that are really giving me space and voice to say things that really matter to me. So all of our guests have had either mentors or managers or family members who have helped them through their pivots and their high demanding careers. And truly that has helped them be their 100% unique self. So this all kind of just always comes together in a lot of stories that I get to hear during the production of this show. So definitely look for that. And one of the things that everyone in academia says is, this is very important if you are trying to get into a PhD program. Look for PIs that are supportive, look for labs that are supportive, inclusive, diverse, and have all the things that you need to be successful as far as the environment goes. So our supporters make our environment that actually make us confident, and that actually makes us feel belonged and also feel important. So always think about that. Like, who are these people that you're surrounding yourselves with? If they are people who are bringing you down every day, it's probably time to rethink the crowd that you're hanging out with. So definitely think about that. Find your community. So supporters are important. These are sometimes people that we work with. These are probably family members, but community is where it all kind of comes together. You can have enriching discussions, you can have friendships, and you can have bonds that can help you grow creatively. So we've done that a lot with the show. Catherine Hatcher, who did some of our episodes and who also has her own podcast called Endocrine Disruptors Podcast, which we worked together on when she was the SAI fellow. And she is a great example of this, where we have grown together creatively. And fun fact, we actually met at the Wonder Women in STEM online conference last year. So that's why this conference is so much more special to me, is that it created a bond which is so creative and it's so enriching. It's a relationship which is friendship, but also collaboration, and also just a wonderful, wonderful harmony. So I absolutely love that, because look for people who love to do things that you like to do, and build your community around that, or look for a community that's already there. So again, join our community of Her STEM Story, by interacting with us on social media and, being a part of everything that we stand for. And hopefully we can help you grow and learn and understand things that make you unique. And again, all the things that we just talked about, things that make you unique, things that will help you pivot, things that will help you feel supported in this, again, high demanding field, or field that is more male dominated. And number 5 is the most important one. When you have decided what you want to do, when you have found your unique self, when you know what's the right thing to do, take action. Please do it. I don't do it often, and I don't do it enough. And I need to learn this too. But please take actions. all our guests, all 70 of them, plus the 30 that I've already interviewed, every single one of them has taken massive actions in their lives. They have moved, they have found the jobs they wanted, they've applied to the college, the scholarship, the grant, the job, the city, whatever. Like, they have done everything. They've moved countries. I have moved countries. They have changed professions. They have pursued their dreams. They have done things. So please, if you're sitting and thinking that the right time will come, don't wait. Just please take action. Take the smallest possible action, whether it means sending someone a little small text, whether it means just getting your logo done, your website. Just buy the domain if you've been thinking about it. Just do something. Just take action. It's so important. It creates momentum, which creates change, which creates things and makes things happen instead of you waiting for them to happen to you. So it's very important, because if I didn't buy the $25 mic in November of 2017, I wouldn't be here talking to you. If I didn't buy my website, herstemstory.com, I wouldn't be here with you. And that's the power of action. Just small action can create such a huge momentum. Think about a domino effect. Dominoes are great analogy. They start at a certain height, but towards the end of the domino, they can create force that is so huge by just being placed right after one another, and by just the power of small action. So again, please think about small actions. What is that one thing you could do today to be your best unique self in STEM or non-STEM fields? And think about that and take that action. And, one of the actions that I can leave you with is sign up for our Wonder Women in STEM online conference. The link is in the episode notes, and it's very, very affordable. If you use our code HerSTEMStory19, all capital, it's HerSTEMStory19, the number 19, then you can get a 25% discount on your purchase. So sign up for it. It's going to be great. We're going to be talking about these same things in so much more depth. We're going to have workshops. We're going to give you tools to really hone on what makes you unique, to really hone on what are the things that you can work with, what are the things that you need to think about, but what are the things that you're already good at? What, again, how you can find your community, how you can grow creatively, and how we can support you in all your adventures and all your endeavors the best way we can. And so this event is all about you. And trust me, it's not going to be preaching. It's not going to be a lot of people just speaking at you. It's going to be hands-on. It's going to be immersive. It's going to come with a binder, which we're going to send you before the conference, which will have all the tools that you need to go through the talks that we're going to have. Every speaker at the end of the talk will have about 20 to 30 minutes to interact with you and to tell you which tools made them successful. And we will have an exercise built in most of the talks. So you'll be able to take away things that work for you right there and then. So there's no more like, oh, go home and do it. We're doing it with you. So I can't stress enough how important this is, how wonderful this is, and how much you can learn just in 2 days by sitting on your couch with the computer in your hands. That's all you need, an internet connection. So please sign up and come see us on November 2nd and 3rd. It's online. Send us your questions at herstemstory@gmail.com and tell your friends about it. And please tell us how we can serve you more, how we can bring more value to your lives. And also check out the 70 episodes that we've already produced and tell us what you think. So really, thank you so much for listening to me. And thank you so much for being an audience member, a community member, and thank you so much for hitting play or download on this episode, because every time you do that, we get a little bit of momentum to keep doing, and you help us create that domino effect that will create a big movement one day. So I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I really hope I'll see you at the Wonder Women in STEM online conference 2019. Speakers are going to be announced this week. We're starting to announce the speakers, the keynote speakers, the partners, the sponsors, all that great stuff. So thank you again. Please sign up and And thank you so much for listening. See you again next week. Bye.